Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys amazing viewers. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm so glad you found me, and I hope these messages resonate for you. And if you guys are returning, I'm so blessed, so grateful to be here doing your reading yet again today. Today's reading, we're looking at what it is Spirit is wanting you to focus on in regards to your healing. So we'll take a look at what it is you're sort of going through when it comes to your healing journey or your healing progress, and see where you might be stuck or what might come through as guidance for you to overcome maybe something that you're having a challenge getting over, or just a different perspective in regards to how you could see your situation. As usual, these readings could be triggering for you guys if you're not prepared to hear what Spirit wants to deliver. Okay, I'm just channeling the message as Spirit delivers it, and that is going to be solely up to you and the divine. However you're ready or not ready, whether you're willing or not willing, that's all on you. Okay, and you don't have to listen to these readings. And how you'll know the reading is for you is because you'll be tapped into your own intuition. So it has really nothing to do with what I'm telling you to do. It's all about your own intuition and whether you resonate with that pile or you don't resonate with that pile. Okay, if it doesn't resonate, then it's not your pile, not your reading, not your reader, and it's okay. You can go find whatever suits you. Okay, so we're looking at healing, and healing is never something that is easy, because healing sometimes is difficult. Okay, so if we're not prepared to listen to the message, it might be something that we can save for a later date. Okay, so beautiful angels, sit with these three options. We're going to look at the tarot and the oracle packs that we're using, and then I will hold these up so you guys can sit with the energy of these three objects. So we'll be using these oracle cards. I got a new camera. Oh my gosh, I got a new camera. I don't know where I'm supposed to hold it. The sound is a little wonky. It's very bright. Feel free to pause if you want to take a screenshot of the cards. And for tarot, we'll be using the Healing Light Tarot. All right, so let us see your options. Pile number 1. If you're drawn to this snowflake, I will put the timestamp for group 1 in the description box and in the pinned comment below. Option number 2 is orange butterfly. Option number 3 is goose feather. All right, so beautiful angels, sit with this energy. If you're intuitively called to multiple piles, could be multiple areas regarding your healing. And as usual, sometimes we pull energy that's around you. It could be somebody else's healing that's going on around you, and a situation you might be dealing with, or circumstance. Okay, so just attribute whose energy is what, and if I get it mixed up, just crisscross the energy as you see fit. But that pile, that energy should be matching with your situation or your energy. Okay, if it doesn't, then it's not your pile. Don't force it to fit. Certain messages come through for certain individuals, and you can leave those specific messages aside. Okay, I'll see you at your pick. Hello, pile 1. You guys picked the snowflake. Sorry for the lighting. I got a new camera. It's all wonky until I figure it out. The sound probably isn't the greatest either, but we'll bear with it. So what are we looking at? We're looking at the energy that you're in right now, and what it is Spirit's wanting to highlight in regards to healing, what you should be focusing in on for your energy field. This could be certainly energy around you, people around you, circumstances around you, or specifically your own energy. And this should give you guidance in regards to how to overcome maybe something that might be challenging, or give you a new perspective in regards to whatever you're healing. Okay, so go back to the disclaimer, just in case you're not prepared. I want to hear it. Okay, if you are prepared, then welcome. I'm here to help you process whatever healing you need to do. Don't force this message to fit. This is going to be your intuition, okay? Not Linda telling you. This is your intuition. And so the best way to tap into your intuition is to sit through this card layout. If you're already in tune with intuition, you can go straight away to the channel message, okay? So we have surrender your ego. Okay. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. Now, most people are an ego, think they're not an ego. So if you think this isn't your pile, chances are it is your pile. Okay? Someone needs to hear that. So we have the boar. Oh my goodness. Big egos coming out here. Big stubborn old ego. Birth. And grieve. So we have Aquarius energy pulling through. We have abundance. 7 cups. Okay. And then we have iron. 22. 22 is a master number. Peacemaker, diplomacy, healthy, energetic boundaries, divinely guided relationships. Iron's giving me this boar energy. Very stubborn. Very solid. And we have summer, number 18. So 18 is the number 9, which is hermit, Virgo energy, also moon, Cancer energy. Okay, we have tin, 21. So we have 22 and 21. Opposite energies. Flexible, fixed. Okay, we have trust, more tree, and we have bittersweet with the blue chakra. Blue is all about the throat chakra, self-expression, how well we listen and how well we express ourselves. Okay, we have number 11, co-create heart. Look for clear signs. And we have longing heart, number 32. Value what you have and more will appear, number 32 or number 5. Pause. You're being asked to pause before making a quick decision and moving forward. Allow yourself to step back, look at all the possible outcomes, and make sure you're heading in the right direction before moving forward. Check in. When you think about whatever it is that you're pondering, take a moment to check in with how you feel about it. Do you feel lighter or heavier, excited or filled with dread? Pay attention to your inner guidance. It's always so helpful. And forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Okay. Beautiful angels. Before I do the tarot, I'm going to tap into this energy for you, okay? If it's not easy to listen to, you can go to another reading. Okay. It's not that bad, pile 1. Okay? It's a natural process of healing. You're getting in your own way. And how we get in our own way is that we have to surrender the ego. But if we're not aware that we're in the ego, we don't know how to surrender the ego. And so we stay stuck here. Okay, there's something very stuck here. And so I feel like you're really hung up on thinking you know some idea of where you're at. And I think you have no idea. Okay, so let's first just be very in the energy of an innocent child saying, I know nothing at all. And surrender everything you think you know. Okay, because that when we're at that stage, then we know that we've surrendered a big part of our ego. We're like completely in an energy of humility. Okay, because how you'll know if this is your pile, I think you really want to manifest something here. And I think it's very hard for you to enjoy yourself. It's hard for you to attain, manifest, have fun, and bring fruit in your world right now. I feel it's quite dry, and I feel it's quite sad. Okay, so we're not happy. We're not liking what we see out there. People are annoying, or things aren't happening. It feels very stuck, and we're not enjoying ourselves. So we're suffering. But as we suffer here, we're still thinking we're right, or we're still doing the same thing. And so Spirit is saying there's a need to surrender and trust that the universe will manifest for you if you start to look at yourself from a different understanding. Okay, because I feel like we need to be more flexible. And I think you are very fixed. You're very fixed in how you see things, and specifically maybe how you go about your healing. And so we need to really stop. Okay, we just need to stop and deal with what's there. We don't need to take anything new on. We don't need to aim for nothing. We don't got to start manifesting. We don't got to do anything like that. Okay, your birth or the new you is only going to happen here when we deal with the stuff that's kind of fixed right now. And what's fixed right now is you have an understanding of yourself that isn't healthy. And so Spirit wants to come in and work with you. Okay, but I feel as though in order for you to do this, you'll have to accept some understanding here that comes through with Spirit that I think you're not prepared to, or not wanting to acknowledge, okay, with this bittersweet. But Spirit is saying the minute you accept what is, trust that the universe will provide. But I think we're hanging on to something, or our fixed idea on something is really set, and therefore we get stuck. So as long as we're set and stuck on that fixed idea, we think we know better than the universe. We're not trusting the universe. We're not surrendered. So surrender means I completely allow what is in the moment without having to change it, without having to understand it, without having to change it, without having to do anything except for accept reality as it is in this moment. Not what I want to see, not how I want to see it, not what I wish it was, but what it is in this moment. Okay, so I feel like the intuition here, we have the intuition eye, and here it's overflowing. I think you're getting a lot of downloads. You're seeing a lot of synchronicities. You're being called to do this. I think you've been called for a while here. But I think instead of doing this, we've been too distracted. And the distraction we've been using is the thing that is keeping us in the same state that we've been in for some time. So the thing we don't want to accept here, I feel, is a form of forgiveness, because something happened. Okay, and we have to feel it through. And I feel like we're still not allowing forgiveness to flow through. So forgiveness looks in many different ways, because there could be a situation with someone that's happened, and we're looking out there for that person or that situation to provide some form of closure, some more information. Meanwhile, the reason we can't move on is because the forgiveness has to be reflected inside. And inside, there means there's something here that we're suppressing and not allowing ourselves to forgive. Okay, some way that you are, that has to come out, that has to be accepted in order for you to forgive. Okay, but now, like I always say, forgiveness is kind of an illusion, because when we're all connected to the divine, we know that anytime there's something that's out or misaligned with perfection, because God is perfection, when we're misaligned, when someone's misaligned, that means there's an absence of God. There's darkness there. And that has nothing to do with the conscious light of God. Okay, so I'll say this again. When we're completely conscious, we're very aware and awakened. When we have ego in the way and we're very fixed, there's darkness. And so we don't see because we're stuck in a program mindset. And so any action that happens is that of the ego. And so there is nothing really to forgive because the ego doesn't really exist. It's not an entity. It's a thought process that's going on here that we need to see through. Okay. And so when other people are acting in ego, then we could see beyond the ego and we could see their conscious self. And so there really isn't anything to hang on to or to be angry at or to be upset at or to need to forgive. And so the big one here is once you've learned to release whatever you need to release emotionally here, okay, because I feel like there's a resistance of a part of yourself. And once you deal with that part of yourself, accept that part of yourself in reality without trying to change it, force it, or do something different than just let it be, then we're accepting. Okay, we're accepting ourselves for exactly as we are. We're allowing reality to come in. We're forgiving any part of ourselves that we were shoving down because we didn't want to deal with it or acknowledge it. And now we can forgive external circumstances because we've healed that shadow within self. But as long as we suppress and don't deal with our own forgiveness, we cannot forgive anyone out there. Okay, so if there's a resentment towards a situation or a person that's ongoing here that you're not liking, it's because inside there's a part of yourself that you're not embracing. So I feel like Spirit is giving you a lot of signs here. Look for the clear signs and hear the intuitive eye. And I think we need to just stop and slow down to see it. Because I feel like we're pressing on through without releasing and allowing ourselves to feel. So we got to be really more flexible here with ourselves. Let's look at the tarot and see what comes through. Spirit, for pile number 1, what is this healing all about for pile 1? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. What is this healing that they're doing here and why are they stuck? Star, healing. Spirit, thank you. More Aquarius energy. So yeah, there's something you want to manifest. Some sort of future vision you have. But you're focused on that thing. So all that energy is going to your vision of what you want to manifest. And Spirit's saying you need to heal and you need to process some grieving and some forgiveness in order for you to manifest the distant thing. But you're hanging on to that vision and you're very fixed on that. And so therefore your manifestation doesn't happen. So I got an email. So we need to trust the process of healing and surrender. 10 Pentacles. You're focused on the future building of some sort of stability, something that you can build. And what you're going to build here is not going to be built on authenticity. It's going to be built on a whole bunch of trauma, if I'm being completely honest, okay? So what we got to do is we got to get rid of the trauma. Call it what you will. I don't care if you're triggered by the word trauma. Shadow, devil, ego, trauma, fragmented energy, unhealthy energy, things you need to heal, whatever the word is, absence of God, darkness, that in which you have can be healed, okay? Because I feel if we try to build on that, it's going to collapse. Okay, it's not going to be the thing that you want it to be. It can't be solid because the foundation needs to be solid. And so the only way to have a solid foundation is to sweep away the stuff here that's not you. Okay, so you're not your trauma, you're not pains of the past, you're not things that you're hanging on to. Spirit, for pile number 1, what do they need to know about this healing? But yeah, you're more focused on, I don't know, building like the empire or the family or the long-term thing here, but you're living in the future. The Knight of Swords in reverse, not confronting what you need to confront. So this is like a running energy. So we need to confront the transformation. And so if we're running away from what we need to do, we'll notice situations are pulling away from us. Okay? That's why they don't manifest. So it's like my external world is a mirror of what's going on inside of me. So if I feel like things are being pulled away or they're not like shifting or turning or like available here for me to deal with, okay, if you're dealing with someone who's running away, you're running away. And how you're running away here is there's a need to deal with your own internal world. But we're too wrapped up externally looking outside of ourselves instead of confronting what we need to confront. So Spirit, what are they needing to do here then? With the universe, this is allowing the universe to take the wheel. Trust, surrender. So when we need control, we get all up in it with our ego, thinking we know better than the universe, trying to force things instead of allowing them to be and accepting them as they are. Yeah, resisting change. We need to release. We got to let the old fall, but we're hanging on. We're hanging on to old versions of ourselves instead of letting the transformation happen because we have an idea of the future, what we think it should be. So I think the future needs to be like this. And this is the best possible thing that I want because I have this dream of what it could be. And therefore I hang on to it very tightly and I don't allow the universe to come in here and shift things rather than just trust that the universe will provide a solid future that will be aligned with my destiny once I learn to release and surrender and allow the universe to take the wheel. Yeah, surrender. Okay, so this is all about surrender. Knight of Cups and the Sun. So this is about our emotions expressing from the heart space. And this is enlightenment and becoming very clear. Okay, so beautiful people. When we hear the tarot readers say surrender, 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 we get confused and we don't know what that means because what we think it means is to conceptually just release whatever it is that we were hanging on to mentally. And so we mentally do all these gymnastics to try to not think about it, not deal with it, and project ourselves out into the future. Okay, but what Spirit is saying is that this surrender is going to be a process, but we need to look at what is here in the moment and deal with the stuff because there's a lot of past stuff here. We have to forget everything about the future. We can't be living in the future. Okay, we can't be looking at what's not manifesting. We can't be anywhere in there. And then trust. Once you do this, then this will happen. Okay, but you got to trust because this is part of the surrender process. And so Spirit says you're on the path of enlightenment. We have to get authentic with our feelings so that we're able to express authentically how we feel. But if we're dealing with dirty feelings, shadows, triggers, traumas, then we're not dealing with authenticity. Okay, and so we need to confront and we need to learn to release. Allow the universe to take the wheel, even if it's scary. Stop defending where we're at and being all fixed in our position. If the universe wants to take a turn elsewhere, let it. This will allow you to surrender. Okay, allow things that don't serve you to be released to make space for the new. Because Spirit wants to manifest something here with you. And it will lead you to your future place, but you need to heal. Okay, you need to heal. Page of Wands in reverse. Yeah, like don't be sort of moving towards the next thing here. Okay, we need to get clear about what's going on here in the present moment and not think about anything that we're missing out on or that's not happening in our world. So let's see. Let's do tarot one more time and then I'm going to pull some oracles here. We see birth. So I feel like You need to be reborn. Death in reverse to me shows that there's a whole bunch of things that need to be released in order for there to be a rebirth. Okay? Because I feel like Spirit is really coming through. If you were to manifest something, it's going to last, like, it's temporarily. It's not going to be the structure that you need in order to upkeep that 10 pentacles you want. You have to heal. Otherwise, it's just going to bend and fold. So this is why you're not getting what you want, you know, because it's not matured and it's not sustainable. It has to be, the foundation has to be sustainable for you to build on. And so this is why we have to do this process. We can't jump the gun and go into the future, you know. And so the bittersweet here is, yeah, we gotta do the process before we can manifest. Like, it sucks to have to do all this first, you know. You just want to manifest, and it's like, well, you can't just manifest. You have to go through this process. Spirit, for pile number 1, what are they needing to know? What am I missing here in regards to their healing? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Thank you so much. 2 swords in reverse. 10 pentacles again in the same spot. Chariot, 3 swords. Okay, why is this 2 of swords here in reverse? Spirit for pile number 1. What are they healing here? Fool in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune sliding out the bottom again. And finally, why is this Chariot here? The Ace of Swords. The King of Cups and the Empress. Okay. And what's under Empress? The Magician in reverse. So we had, sorry, because I think I missed the zodiacs in the last round. We had Scorpio, we have Taurus, we have Virgo, Gemini, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, more Aquarius energy, and Cancer. Okay. So you're coming into your divine feminine balanced energy here, okay? But the divine feminine has to learn to love herself and know her self-worth and her value. Otherwise, she's not manifesting what it is that she wants to manifest because she's not in a position with all the tools available to her to manifest the thing that she's wanting to manifest. She just keeps manifesting the same crapola. She doesn't want that, okay? So she has to be an empress in the upright in order for her to be able to know her worth and to have the proper tools for the manifestation. So what Spirit's really showing is, in order for there to be a building of a 10 pentacles, you have to work with the universe, and the universe has to take the wheel in order to move in this direction. And so I feel like the universe has you sort of in this pause period, okay? And you're at this pause period until you allow the universe to take the wheel, until you trust. And trusting is sort of like the spool to just go in the direction that the universe pulls you in. You're blocked here. You're not wanting to go in that direction because you have a fixed vision of what it is that you think it needs to happen. Okay, and Spirit is saying, no. Spirit knows, the universe knows, okay, and it's going to pull you towards something you could build. There's a greater truth here that you're not seeing. And the only way we're going to see the truth is when we heal the trauma. And the trauma is that need to forgive, to go through all the stuff that we talked about in order to integrate shadow so that we can move forward in a balanced way. We're not balanced right now. We're not having any success in our manifestation because of the heaviness of this trauma. Okay? Whatever, shadow. The thing that happened to us that we need to look at and release and heal and integrate, so that we can turn it into light, transmute the energy. We have to see it, and we have to be honest about it, and we have to deal with it. Okay, that's what the universe is trying to get you to do. But you're sort of externally trying to peg yourself to an external situation, person, circumstance, because you have a vision of what you want. And so you're stuck on that. Okay, so Spirit is saying, do you want love? Okay, because I feel like we see an Empress and a King of Cups. So you might just want an emotionally available partner. You want to give and receive love. You want to express love. You want to feel love. Okay, well, if that's what you want, and you want more of a stable foundation with this, you're not manifesting it because you're still here. You're still here, not surrendering. And so you have to learn the surrender, trusting the universe. So let's see, how can we surrender then, Spirit? Let's read the oracles. Okay, so Spirit, guidance for pile number 1 in regards to the surrendering and what it is they're needing to do. We have I am a light. I'll read them shortly. Unconditional love. And more. So this Empress talks about unconditional love and being true. Yeah, authentically us. Because if we build on the shaky ground, like we said, if we build on the tin, the house of cards is going to come tumbling down. So we're not ready to be built on. Okay? But we might think we're ready. And that's where the ego comes in. You might think someone else needs to be ready, or a situation isn't developing. Meanwhile, we're not developing, we're stuck. That's why the situation's stuck. The card went flying. Okay. Let's see. What is all this? I am light. I always have hope, no matter the ordeal. I have faith in a better future. I turn darkness into light. That's this. I open my heart to others and to God, and I'm spiritually strong. I draw light to me and shine with all my being. Being true. I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and I stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. Yes. Unconditional love. My heart is free from resentment towards others. And I open the eyes of my heart and discover the light and beauty in every being. I am aware that suffering can cause distress and hurt in people. I see the pure child in everyone and practice forgiveness. We're still harboring anger. We're not learning about unconditional love here. Okay? So it's about self, but I feel like we might be so externally focused that we're trying to externally learn about unconditional love. We can't externally learn about unconditional love until it is understood internally. How do I unconditionally love myself? How do I forgive myself? Let my shadow come out so I can love it, and now I can love externally. But if I don't heal it within me, I can't recognize it externally. Okay, so I feel like an outside situation here is calling for you to forgive it in order for you to heal it, in order for you to manifest more. But we're stuck on the inside. Okay, the eyes of the heart. Today I perceive the real beauty of every person I meet with the eyes of my heart. I see beyond the personality and focus on energy of love that dwells beneath the surface. What were we talking about? Everyone has their ego. There's nothing to forgive. It's all on the surface. We look beyond that. We see the light. I am filled with wonder at the presence of God in every one of us. The eyes of the heart will allow me to see the divine shining everywhere. Trusting. Trust. Today I trust in God no matter what happens. As my day unfolds, I will remember to remain in harmony. I will maintain my sense of humor. I will keep my focus on God's love for me. In these ways, I will minimize drama and increase my inner spiritual strength. And remain in the light. Today I observe, I take time to think calmly and wisely, and I go forward with complete confidence, knowing I will succeed. No matter what happens today, I will remain in the light. I will maintain my faith and my equilibrium. In this way, I nurture my soul and become a strong and steady representative of the light. So yeah, there's a lot of ego here. We're looking external instead of internal, and Spirit really wants you to stop with the knowing of what needs to change out there, or what it is that you think is the right thing. Okay, eyes of the innocent child, forgiving parts of self will allow us to forgive people, seeing beyond people's traumas and their egos. Okay, if we can't see beyond that, then we're stuck there. We're still in the 3D. And we're still externally focused on something that's going to keep repeating, so we don't get anywhere. Okay, we got to go beyond that sort of thinking, beyond that sort of healing. That healing is not going to get us where we need to get to. It's just going to keep manifesting that sort of understanding. So we got to do it differently. We got to go inwards and see what's there. Okay, so if you're not liking what's out there, that's because inside there's things going on here that we really, really need to deal with and find acceptance. Okay, acceptance, balance, allow it to come out as long as it takes. And then there is this beautiful energy of knowing your own self-worth, because we've forgiven and allowed ourselves to come out, even the shadow parts. We've unconditionally loved self, and now we know what it's about in order to provide it externally. Okay, but we can't surrender if we're still doing it sort of reverse. Okay, beautiful angels. This is your reading. I hope this helped you. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, beautiful pile number 2. You guys picked the orange butterfly, and we're looking at where you're at in your healing journey and where you might be stuck, or what sort of perspective is Spirit wanting to bring in here to help you heal through whatever you're going through. Now, this could be energy around you, circumstances, people around you, or your own energy. Up to you to determine how to use this messaging, okay? But either which way, you'll have to resonate with the message. Use your intuition over my intuition. You can sit through the card layout to see if it resonates for you. If you're in tune with your intuition, you can click straight away on the channeled message. And if it doesn't resonate, you can go check out another pile, okay? So it's up to you and Spirit whether this messaging is the right time for you to hear. If you're triggered, then this could still be your message, and it just might not be the right time. Right? So that's up to you and Spirit. Okay. I'm just reading cards and energy here. So surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough, according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. We have skunk. We have begin. We have boundaries. And we have copper, 23, or the number 5. And we have the void, number 42, or the number 6. And we have breath, number 36. We have truth. Okay. And we have facade right beside truth. Interesting. We have the yellow ray, which is the solar plexus energy. We have number 8, fearful heart. It's time to shine. And we have open up. You're being asked to open your heart to another, to let down your walls, and to trust that they want what's best for you. Your life will open up in wonderful ways once you decide to open up. Okay, and we got imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind, and peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. Okie dokie. Before I tap into the tarot, let me see what this is about. Okay. Beautiful angel. I think you're dealing with a situation that's stuck. Okay, you're dealing with a situation that's stuck, and I think that you are reacting in a way here that doesn't help your situation. And this is stemmed from not wanting to accept things as they are, okay? And so we might resist and put up a boundary when we get frustrated. And I feel like you're dealing probably with a situation here in which is not flowing. Okay, so someone might be too fearful or held back or restrained in some way or another. And so I feel like you're in this like no man's land. You're wanting to, I don't know, like with this breath is like give life to something, begin something here. Like look how similar these two are. Like in order for something to begin, there has to be life given to it. And breath is literally maybe like expressing by opening up, opening our hearts. Okay, now I don't know. Maybe you're the person who needs to open up, but I feel like there's a frustration here with a boundary. Okay, and I feel like this is going to take some time. It takes time in order for situations to unfold without any sort of resistance, pressure, anger, whatever, frustration. We have to learn to accept what is in a peaceful state in order for it to shift and turn. Okay, and I feel like the solar plexus talks about our confidence. And so we might have developed a certain understanding that's coming from the ego that needs to be seen through, okay, with this facade. Because the truth is how the situation really is. The facade is what we want it to be. The facade is coming from the ego's perspective of what we think should be. And so I feel like we got to get over our ego. We got to get over ourselves. We got to look at a situation for what it is. So if you are dealing with a person that's stuck, who's like with this fearful heart and not allowing themselves to speak authentically, then we need to allow ourselves to know when we're in our own ego, wanting things to roll out in a certain timeline that we have in our own mind about how we want it to come out, or we can accept the situation as it is and lean into whatever is unfolding here, however it unfolds, okay, in order for there to be magic happen with the universe, rather than us kind of being stuck in some form of resistance, some form of not allowing things to manifest or move. Okay, because I feel like there is a confusing situation here and we probably want clarity. And if we're on the flip side, we might be lacking confidence in our own ability to go after and speak to the thing that we want. And so it's pushing it away. It's not allowing it to get close. And so Spirit is saying if we want it to, you know, like to have breath in this thing or allow it to begin, we have to only lean into the truth, not the part that's coming from the fear or the false self. Okay, so let's see if we can get some more with the tarot. Spirit for pile 2, what is this about? Pile 2's healing journey. What is this about for pile 2? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Thank you so much. Wheel of Fortune. So this is allowing the universe to take the wheel rather than us be in control, resisting, trying to change things, rather than accepting it and letting it flow. The World in reverse. So we need to close out a major cycle here and maybe how we've been dealing with things, you know. So we've been in cyclical behavior, cyclical patterns that need to close out. Chariot. So this is all about balance and integrating shadow in order to have success. Cancer energy. Why is this Wheel of Fortune here, Spirit? 8 Wands. There's the communication. That's the begin, the breakthrough, forward movement. Okay, why is this World in reverse? 9 Pentacles in reverse. So we're lacking confidence if we're the one who is not able to communicate or open up here. And we really need to close out that unhealthy understanding we have of ourselves. Pentacles and 2 Cups in reverse and 5 Cups, Ace of Cups. Okay. So I'm getting 2 energies here. I don't know who you are, but someone here is lacking confidence in order to speak their mind. Okay, they have some hurts in their hearts, and so they lack a lot of confidence. They need to learn about self-love. There's a lot of sadness here in regards to this, but I think both people could be experiencing a not coming together in a relationship, a connection, a situationship, whatever is going on here, because of the lack of someone's inability to claim and find balance in regards to this connection. So they're out of balance. And Spirit is saying they have to focus and work on and dedicate and commit themselves to finding balance, to integrating that shadow part of themselves, the part of themselves that is lacking confidence. So they have to allow themselves to talk about their feelings, talk about what's going on in order for things to move. This will close out cycles and get them out of repeats, because I feel like the repeats here is I just don't talk. I listen to my lack of confidence, and therefore I get stuck. I don't let the universe sort of take me towards where I need to go, and I resist the universe. So it keeps me not in balance. Okay, and so if you're on the flip side of this person, it's saying allow the universe to take the wheel without interjecting how you think a situation needs to go. Okay, because I feel you want it to move. You want it to be, quick here. And so I feel like Spirit is saying you're dealing with someone here who is in a state of a 5 cups, and a 2 cups in reverse is the manifestation of this, like you guys not coming together. And so this person is all about having to learn about their own self-love. It has nothing to do with you. Okay, so if we're saddened about a situation, it's like, this is to do with this person's inability to be confident in their own self. Okay, and so you're experiencing this and not coming together, and you're attributing this to your own self-value, which is not true. Okay, so the longer you stay in 5 cups, then the energy of this situation stays sort of at a low vibration. We have to close this out, and we have to trust the universe. So how we surrender is we just let the universe take the wheel, allow this person space, whatever it is that they need, because this person needs to find balance. And we need to find balance too, in order for both of you guys to have success here. Okay, but I feel like that's where we need to focus. And so this is Pentacles as well. So I feel like there's practical things we can do in this situation. I don't see that there's like shadow work so much. It's like the more we do, the more confidence we gain. And the more confidence we gain, the more balance we gain. And then the more we get out of 5 cups. Okay, so I feel like we need to talk, or we need to invest energy and time towards balancing out the connection so that emotionally both parties are satisfied. Okay, but I feel like the reason we're sad is because our energy isn't expended in finding the balance and allowing ourselves to deal with this lack of confidence. We're letting it hold us up rather than moving with it and allowing ourselves to still take action, even if we're feeling lack of confidence. Queen of Swords. So I feel like clarity is required in this situation in order for there to be transformation. You see 2 butterflies here when you guys pick the butterfly. Okay, so there's a connection that can transform when both people sort of transform. Okay, but I feel like one person, whoever you are, the one person here is lacking clarity because they feel like they're being rejected from someone who can't open up. And so they're taking it personal, and they're creating all sorts of boundaries here instead of accepting a truth that this person needs to heal themselves and that they have to work on their confidence, and that they can't just force the universe to have an outcome here on their own egoic timing, that divine timing is going to flow. And so they can't just move at whatever speed they think is accurate here. Okay, the universe is going to provide the speed here. And so we might have to really, really consider looking at the old version of ourselves that had one understanding of how fast things were supposed to move, or what was supposed to be communicated, or how it's supposed to be communicated. All of that we got to close out. Let the universe decide here. Okay. And so I feel like that's what's going to bring this connection into balance, if we want to be in it, of course. Otherwise, then we could just close this out and move on, but I feel like the person here that's having a challenge opening up is really doing the thing that they fear they cannot, like actually doing it. And the more they do it, the more confidence they build. So the first step is always going to be the more difficult here. Okay, but I feel like this person needs to talk about this. And so I think this person has a hard time communicating, period. Let's see. Spirits, can we get some more for pile number 2? What is this about, this need to heal for pile 2? What are we tapped into here? Pile 2, Spirit, thank you so much. 8 swords. Stuck in a prison of our own making. Okay, limiting thoughts, like I'm not good enough or I cannot. King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So that is the king that's able to commit, reliable, secure and solid. Sun, joy, clarity, certainty, temperance in reverse. Sagittarius, Leo energy. So in order for both of you guys to work out, there needs to be clarity. And I think there is a lack of clarity right now when it comes to commitment because of an 8 swords. And I feel like someone is limited by their confidence, putting on some sort of facade here because they haven't found it within themselves. So something's happened within their inner child here that's made them act in a certain way that doesn't allow them to be themselves in order for them to be confident and accept some truth. So they're limited, okay? And they believe there are limitations. And so this gets in the way of them being someone that could show up in a confident way here to provide stability and security. And so I feel that there's a lack of clarity in this connection, a lack of certainty, and we haven't reached certain points of joy or happiness until this is healed and until both parties can show up. And so one party doesn't have to take it personally if the other party isn't shown up, because that would also be an 8 swords, that they're limited in some way because of this person. They're not. And they got to heal that part of themselves. 7 pentacles, 9 swords in reverse. Finally, why is the sun here, Spirit? Knight of Swords in reverse and the Knight of Pentacles and the Hermit, Virgo energy, 2 pentacles. Okay, still with the 2 energies here. So, Hermit is all about doing the inner work in order for us to really understand what we want. I think both parties understand there's some sort of future hope or vision that they want, okay, that they understand that they need, or that they desire in some form or fashion here, okay? But it would really require 2 people to be kind of on the same page. So if one person's not on this page, it's not going to work. One person's a little slow. So the other person is learning about divine timing, learning about allowing things to be, learning about, do I want to invest? Do I want to stay in a situation or let my anxiety get the best of me? I don't have to listen to my anxiety, and I could invest if I want, okay? Or I can put up a boundary and run, okay? I can run away. But it's like, what do you want? Like, do you want to manifest? Then we got to go slow and steady wins the race for something to manifest. For someone to work with you, they have to overcome their own shadows and 8 swords. So one person is a little slow here, and they're slow. And so Spirit is saying, like, the person who's slow needs to do practical efforts here, cannot run away from their anxiety, because when the confidence is lacking, it's easy to listen to the thought and then to just not to do it, to run, to not confront. And Spirit saying, no, like, keep energetically feeding the energy you need to in order to overcome this, because over time something will form, slow and steady, to manifest. Okay, don't listen to the 8 swords, which is the limiting thought and the anxiety that gets in the way of an inability to be reliable or to commit to a situation that's going to bring you happiness and joy, because it will take 2. And the healing needs to happen over time in order for there to be balance in something created. But right now it's out of balance. Okay, we can't prioritize. We haven't chosen. Things are up in the air. And it's like, what do we want? If we're clear about what we want, then we have to follow in that path. If we're clear what we want, but we're doing the opposite and we're not confronting it and running away, well, then of course we're going to not get what it is that we want. Okay, so there needs to be patience on one side in regards to divine timing. And then there needs to be practical effort on the side of the person here who's just sort of not wanting to confront because of the lack of self-confidence. 7 cups in reverse. Yeah, so there's a lot of confusion that needs to get sorted out because someone hasn't chosen or prioritized and made themselves commit to a situation and provided clarity in a situation here. They'd rather just listen to their anxiety and reasons why they cannot because of all of this lack of confidence and this fake persona that they're keeping up in their own minds to keep them safe. So Spirit really wants both of you guys, to know your role here. And I don't know which role you fall on, but if one side is out of balance, neither of you guys can create the cake. It takes 2 sides. And so it's up to both sides to say, is this what I want? Is this my wish? And if it is, then only focus on the truth. Don't focus on what didn't work. Don't focus on the anxiety of what's not working. That's all 8 swords. And then we start to react in certain ways. We run, we don't confront, we put boundaries. That's all egoic stuff, okay? The ego can get in the way, but I think there needs to be a focus on getting more clear, doing practical things here that will provide clarity in a situation. And then the slow and steady with the copper here, the practical effort is going to manifest into something. Okay, so let's take a look at guidance here from Spirit. I don't know whose it is that I'm reading, which person, but Spirit guidance for pile 2. Return to the inner temple, the eyes of the heart. Guidance for pile 2. Step by step, and the inner sense. We'll read these shortly. Guidance for pile 2, Spirit, please. Okay. Positive thinking. Yeah, so we have a lack of self-confidence here. My life is full of small patches of light. I direct my thoughts to that which brings me well-being. I place what is weighty for me into the hands of the universe. Little by little, the light awakens in my being and I find serenity. So what I say, little by little, the Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady wins the race. Positive thinking, catching myself when I'm in anxiety and changing my thought. Vitality, I am a being of light. I accept the divine energy in my body and every one of my cells regenerates. Beautiful. The inner sense. Today, as I quiet the noise of my mind, I become aware of the voice of my heart. I listen closely to my inner voice. I trust myself and develop confidence in my intuition. My inner truth is divine truth. I allow it to influence and guide me every day. So yeah, we're listening to the divine. We're not listening to the 9 swords. Okay, but we have to be quiet so we can hear it and not the loud noises that are getting in the way of our confidence. Step by step. Knight of Pentacles. Today I practice patience and also the patience needed in order to deal with someone who is not authentic, who's working on their self-confidence. Today I practice patience. I allow time to fulfill my goals. I understand the wisdom of letting go of control. I know that the true value of each situation lies in its creation rather than its end result. Therefore, I allow my life to unfold step by step, inhabiting each moment to the fullest, knowing that my soul is forever rising higher and higher to embrace the light, the eyes of the heart. Today I perceive the real beauty of every person I meet with the eyes of my heart. I see beyond the personality and focus on the energy of love that dwells beneath the surface. I am filled with wonder at the presence of God in every one of us. The eyes of the heart allow me to see the divine shining everywhere. So we got to look beyond someone's inability to be authentic, because there's a lot of lack of confidence, okay? And we got to see with the eyes of the heart to accept people's follies. Return to the temple, inner temple. Today I rediscover my inner self is sacred silence. That made no sense. Today I rediscover my inner self in sacred silence. This is the inner temple in which I am able to calmly study the lessons life has provided here. Me. My goodness. Don't ask me. I'm tired. Here I regain my sense of tranquility. I retrieve my trust in the universe, bathed in the light of my inner temple. I now remember the value of each and every step of my life. So returning back to self to find the inner strength comes from self, not from someone else. Okay, so if someone else isn't telling you, opening up, not allowing things to flow, you're kind of left up in the air here. You're not certain, you're not clear. Return back to your own certainty, your own clarity. Okay, step by step, things will improve. But I feel as though both parties are needing to understand about their own weight in this connection. Okay, like that temperance. And so we need to see beyond anyone's challenge. And if we feel challenged from within, it's like we got to notice when our mind is slowly veering out, trying to talk us out of, taking action here. But the more actions we take, the more confidence sort of builds up. Okay, so beautiful people, this is your reading. I hope this made sense. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 3. You guys picked the goose feather. We're looking at what it is you're healing and where it is that spirit can maybe show us where you might be stuck, or another perspective in regards to your healing journey that might help you. Okay, if you're not prepared to hear this message, then you might want to go to another reading. Healing isn't always easy. And so I do intend on delivering what it is that I see here. But if it doesn't resonate, it's not your message. Don't make it fit. Go check the disclaimer. Okay. So surrender to joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. Oh, beautiful. Look at her jumping up and down for joy. Goose. So the goose is territorial. Interesting, because you picked the Canadian goose feather. Look at this goose. Goose could be a very hurtful situation. Dill. Female deer. Innocent. Unsuspecting. Truth. So all 3 piles got something about the truth here. And light. And communication. And we have resin. So card number 38. Card 38. And the oil of vitriol. Card 35. And the golden rose. This is 58. We have second chakra of the sacral chakra. And we have perception. And we have self-worth with the sacral chakra some more. Get this orangey color. We have recovering heart. Step onto the road. Sorry. I'm yawning. Oh my goodness, Linda. Woo! I think it was the first yawn I've ever had in any of my videos. I might yawn again. 26, recovering heart. Step onto the road to deeper healing. Number 8. 31, intuitive heart. Step into your true destiny. Wow, lots of red here. Red could be root chakra stuff. Okay, we have give. one of the best feelings we can experience is giving to others. When we do so, we feel lifted up and our lives improve greatly because of someone else's happiness. Think of one way you can give to another today. And judgments. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Yes. Okie dokie. I feel like yawning. My goodness. Let's see. Let me tap into this energy, okay? Okay. I feel like you are working in a situation here that it's been very difficult and challenging for you. And I think there's a lot of drama in this situation here. Okay, with the goose and this oil of vitriol. And a lot of times when we're dealing with a lot of intense dramas, it's because of the way we're seeing situations and we're casting judgments. Okay? And so judgment just means I have an understanding idea of what this is. And whatever my understanding idea of what that is a projection. And that's what's creating the issue here, is that you have a projection. Okay, and so there is a stuckness here. And I feel this stuckness is your perception or your understanding of how something went down or what someone did. And I feel like Spirit says, well, things are unfolding and we don't know. And so there's a need for us to allow ourselves to not be stuck or fixed or hung up on our understanding of how something went down as the truth. Because as long as we hang on to that version of what we think is the truth, we believe it to be true, but it's not necessarily true. Okay, so we need to shine some light on this area in order for things to unfold differently. And so I feel like there needs to be more communication in order for there to be a better understanding. And I feel like the reason why we have this experience in the first place is because we're learning about our own self-worth and we have been hurt. I feel like we've been either used or we feel abused or we feel devalued in some way here. And Spirit is saying we're really learning about giving and receiving love. We're really learning about not casting judgments and projections based on experiences of the past. We're really learning to go deep within our healing of our heart so that we could shine light and truth where we are still sort of projecting what we think happened. And so we might still be wrapped up in dramas, okay, and we might be energetically sort of not allowing things to flow, okay, because I feel like this divine feminine energy and this give is like being able to be receptive, but I feel like there's this like outward energy, and I feel like it's almost like an instinctual energy to protect self because we have trauma here in the sacral. Okay, I call it trauma, whatever you want to call it. Blocks, fragmented energy, shadow, whatever. There's things going on here in the sacral chakra. Okay, it stemmed from having to take a look at one's own self-worth, but we protect ourselves like this goose. And so instead of allowing this to get healed or anyone to sort of get close there, we keep up the story and the projection alive of what's not good about what we experience with that person. And so it stays stuck. It's a stuck experience, a stuck thing, but really it's like the thing that's really the issue here is whatever's going on in the sacral chakra. Okay, because this is where we store like our emotions when we're traumatized, where we have a hard time accepting intimacy, or like, yeah, it really feels to me like there's a past hurt that we've had that generated an experience that we didn't like with someone. And instead of dealing with where things were stuck and where they originated from the inside, we're still blaming the circumstances, this person and the situation, because they did this and it turned out like that. And here's what I experienced, and that's my situation. And it's like, no. Okay, like the reason why we experienced the way we did and saw it the way we did was because there was something going on below that we needed to heal. Okay, and so we're needing to, I think, give to a situation, because I think we're taking what we understand and then we're like blocking so that no one sort of comes near this sacral chakra wound. And so things are kind of stuck here. Okay, like things are stuck. They're not flowing. And I think the universe is saying, we want to bring you joy. We want to bring you clarity to the situation. But we have to be dealing in truths. So as long as we're traumatized, we keep projecting the pain on the experience or what someone did or said. So spirits, for pile number 3, what's going to help pile 3 here in this messaging? Clear and concise message in regards to pile 3's healing. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Thank you so much. You know, we need to deal with truths. Ace of Swords, new beginning, truth. Hierophant. So a Hierophant is a greater understanding. Our belief systems. King of Pentacles. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. So this is about commitment. This is potentially like an understanding of what someone you could rely on would look like, you know. 6 Wands. So 6 Wands is the victory card. Judgment in reverse. Not accepting some form of truth here. And the King of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And the King of Swords. Oh my goodness. So the only king we're missing here is the King of Wands. There's the 8 Wands and the Knight of Cups. So, beautiful people, I feel like we might have been dealing with the King of Wands here. Okay? Take what resonates, flip roles if you need to. And a King of Wands could be quite arrogant. Okay, when in the shadow of the King of Wands. Because the King of Wands sort of gets whatever he wants. And I feel like maybe we have an understanding here of what we were wanting or what we wanted this person to be or do. You know, we might have wanted someone that was emotionally available, reliable, who could commit here and have a good sort of understanding, communicate, and be like with this butterfly, someone that's transformed, you know, like sort of an all-around package here. But I think we were dealing with someone potentially that made us question our own sort of values. And Spirit's saying this happens for us to get honest and clear about our own values, for us to see through certain things, like what exactly does victory look like? You know, because I feel like we're not seeing clearly what does winning really look like. Like, is winning finding self-peace and healing whatever part of ourself and looking at a truth of ourself, or is it about how this person sort of shows up here? Because it really doesn't matter about what this person does or did, you know? But I feel like we're not seeing a truth, we're not accepting a truth, and so we're not letting a situation flow because it's still stuck, and it's going to be stuck until we accept some form of acceptance about this person or the situation by not casting judgment but seeing it clearly. So Spirit, can we get a deeper layer here in regards to the healing for pile number 3? What are they needing to know about the situation? Knight of Cups, Ace of Swords, Page of Wands in reverse, 9 Swords in reverse, 6 Pentacles in reverse, 4 Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands in reverse. Page of Cups in reverse. Okay. Oh, my neck. Okay, so we have to shed our ego, okay? Because our ego is our perception. Our ego is the trauma speaking. The ego is seeing a situation and projecting what it thinks of a situation. And so we weren't valued. We weren't dealt in a way that we wanted to be dealt with. But it was our own projection that created this. And so I feel like Spirit is really saying, allow yourself to remove all projections and understandings you might have. And only lean into your feels. What are you feeling? Because I think you're denying or suppressing it because there's a lot of anxiety around what had happened. And so we're trying to upkeep some idea of who we need to be in the situation, which isn't us. I think we have feels. I think we need to let our feels happen. We need to get very clear and honest about what we're feeling, okay, in order for there to be a balance and something manifest here in the 3D world. Because I feel like we're looking at a situation and so we're trying to match it, but the situation wasn't experienced good, so we're not putting good energy. Okay, so I feel like the situation isn't one that we're able to explore because we're too hanging on to the story, the pain, the version of us, not letting people in. So it's like, I'm going to match that situation that I had, that person's energy. So yeah, like I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to show I'm interested. I'm going to be angry, or I'm just like, but that's not the truth. The truth is I'm feeling a certain way, and we got to be clear and honest about what that is. And we're letting the fear drive us rather than just show up and give to a situation and say, you know what, I'm going to ascend to this higher vibe energy where I'm leaning in authenticity and coming with my full self in order to give to a situation rather than take and be held back until a situation changes. Then I'll never experience this new beginning. A new beginning, new beginning. So it's like new beginning, new beginning, new beginning, new beginning, new beginning. Okay, but all stalled out because I think I'm in my, I don't know, like hurt energy or like pride. You know, it's like swallow your pride, because I think there's something you can give to it, but it's like, no, I don't want to give to it. I'd rather just like be right or stay here. Okay, well then you want to stay there, or do you want to have healing in the situation? Because I think there's a need to forgive and we're not forgiving. Okay, so you can not forgive if you don't want to, but I feel like there's a need for you to give to a situation. The situation is not going to give to you, and that's the truth. Is like, you have something to offer. You have feelings you're holding back. You have a truth that needs to come out. You're holding it hostage because you want to stick it to them, or I don't know. But there's a need to deal with it for things to shift here, okay? So let's see. What's the guidance then for pile number 3? What is the advice, the guidance for pile 3, spirits? What does pile 3 need to know? Healing, advice, guidance for pile 3. What are they needing to know? Okay. Inner work. God brings me ideal situations for my inner healing. As I become aware of my weakness, I turn them into strengths. I direct my thoughts towards the light, and I see the positive side of every stage of my life. Darkness turns into courage. Thus, I get stronger. So I'm angry, resentful. I have some hurts. I have some things that are stuck. This situation happened for me to go inwards, for me to change the perception I have and that projection that I'm doing. So you're being called to do this inner work. Peace. I am unwavering in the face of fear. I come to my senses and embrace challenge. I am determined to think with gentleness and calm. I find inner silence and become a manifestation of peace. So I don't think we're calm. I think we're falling into the drama here, arguing, and we need to communicate how we really feel in order for there to be peace. Me, I allow serenity to reign in me. The love I have for myself invites harmony to settle within my being. I listen to honor and strive to fulfill the needs of my soul. So we need to know it's the actual you. Okay, not the you that's talking from the pain or the lack of self-worth here, but it's like, I need to honor myself. So I'm not honoring myself by removing the truth, by being held back, by holding on to a thought or an expression that I can give to a situation. I'm holding it hostage. Meanwhile, we're being asked to deliver that truth. Okay, love appears. I renounce my pain and release my resistance. Today, I choose to reside in the light of my being. I rise up boldly and ask for the understanding that will free me of my duality. My prayers are heard, and God sends angelic help so that love and peace find their way to me. When I open my eyes, love appears. Yeah, we're resisting the truth because of our ego gets in the way. You know, our pride is getting in the way, I feel here. I am free. Today I find the veil of my ego has lifted. A vision of my new life has appeared. Today I find the veil of my ego has lifted and a vision of my new life has appeared. Now I am focused on my inner growth. I listen only to the voice of my heart and remain steadfast in the energy of love that I find there. I am now free of duality. Twice it talks about duality here, okay? Fear and judgment, and I move forward on my path to inner peace. So what's duality? Duality is them, they did this to me. It's a separation consciousness, okay? That's duality. Instead of knowing that everything out there is a reflection of what's going on in you. All is one. So it's not them versus you, it's what's going on within me. What's my inner light? Okay, discovering. Today I release my old beliefs, convictions, and preconceived notions in their place, I seek new ideas, innovation, and endless possibilities. I am adaptable. I am able to see beyond my previous limitations and discover greater worlds inside me. So Spirit's asking you to do the inner work. Whatever you're seeing out there that you didn't experience, I think you're putting way too much weight on it being that person, that situation's fault. That's duality. It's actually you. Okay, it's your trauma of the past that came through, that's created the situation that you're not liking. And so you can give to the situation honestly, okay, by dropping the pride and the mask and the duality. But the only way we can contribute in a positive way to the situation is by identifying what is stuck in the sacral, the hurt, the self-worth here that I feel we're needing to look at. And so there's an inner light that we need to work with. But as long as we recognize that we've been projecting or that other people aren't the bad guys, okay, they're not the ones that are doing anything to us. We don't get stuck in the arguing and projecting. We don't let the limitation of the dualistic thinking, them versus me, not held back here in any way because of some mind story that keeps us stuck. Then we can give to a situation and have a new beginning. But I feel like we have to start from the inside, okay? And free yourselves of any resentments, judgments, and hurts and all that stuff. So we have to communicate from an open, honest place, not from upkeeping a story or some belief we have that someone's hurt us because of this, that, and the other, okay? So pile number 3, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.